Greetings from WBCS New. Been a little while since I've done a video, even more so for a video review. Anyways, this is going to be, it's not a Cuban thing. Normally it's a Cuban thing or reckless driving or something like that. Right, anyway, so this one is, it's for a toy. It's for a radio controlled digger. I will not call, I keep on calling it a crane, and my 3-year-old will keep on correcting me saying it's a digger. Okay, so it's a digger. I don't know why I keep on wanting to call it a crane, but never mind. Anyway, so this is the Joyin Radio Controlled digger. Okay, it's a nice little digger. It's great for a 3-year-old, and I'll explain why in a bit. It does come with, we'll give you a little remote. Okay, so you've got your 2 forwards, that's for each track. Okay, I've already got batteries in here. That's obviously for back, and this one is for the control of the actual arm. And what it does, it's like on a, I forgot what the proper term of it, but it's like a piston, basically a piston system that allows it to scoop and stuff like that. It's quite cool. It's quite good. There's limitation with this, but for a young kid, I think it's ideal as a learning curve for them, because it's limited, but it's not boring limited, if you know what I mean. It's you'll find out why. Anyway, so the controller requires obviously a screwdriver. Same with this, it requires a little screw there. Just the usual security screws to stop the kids getting batteries in their mouth, basically. Okay, double A's in here. The good thing with this, I like straight away, is the fact you get these 2 reasonably stonking batteries. Okay, I know a lot of RC people, when I say it's 600 milliamps, they're going to say, whoa, I've got 7200 milliamp, blah blah blah, but these are only tiny little toys. Okay, yes, it's very surprising how much time you get out of one of these little batteries. You can get, if I hold that up there so you can get a reference to the numbers and stuff, so you know what you're looking at, and also the connector. Connector is obviously very important, so there's the connector end there. You can purchase higher ampage ones of these, same size but just higher quality. They'll give me a little bit extra time playing with them. However, you do get a lot of playtime out of one battery on these things. I'm trying not to confuse these up, because this one's nearly flat and this one's new, and I'm going to put that in as an example. Anyway, so I've got this undone. This also has a little security feature on it, which is quite cool. It's got this little security lock, so you've got to turn this round to allow you to open the case up. Okay, you take the case off. Not the best way of doing it. I'll try to get out of the way of my little camera. So you get the little connector there. So you get your battery, and it only goes in one way, and it's got a nice little lock on this as well. Okay, so you push it in, and it's got this little catch lock. Remember, it's got a catch lock when you replace the battery, so you don't rip the cable out or anything, or rip the wires out of the connector. So if you need to unplug it, you squeeze this down and it pops out. Okay, you can squeeze it in to pop it in, but it's nice to click it in and make sure it's locked. Once you've done that, you just basically curve the cable around any way you like. As long as the battery's in there, it's fine. Okay, there's no battery holding as such. This is just literally a cover for the battery. Put that in. You can do your little lock first if you want. If you do happen to lose the screw, it's not so bad for this one, because you've got the lock that holds it all in place, and the battery's pushing up against there all the time, so it makes it quite firm, so it doesn't rattle around, which is good. That's always a good thing, and the last thing you need is your kid going, hey, it's rattling. So you just screw that in, just nip it up. I've got a big screwdriver. Better if you've got a nice small screw, so you can't over tighten it. It's nice and snug, it's not going anywhere. Doesn't matter if this works loose now, because the screw's got it well locked in there. Okay, so that's the battery in. It does come with a charging cable. Okay, USB, standard USB. Okay, so the only thing I can say there is you need a USB charging adapter. It's a standard 5-volt. You know, I would go for like a high power one, like a 2-amp charger. Just it'll charge the battery a little bit quicker. It doesn't take long to charge the batteries, mate. It only takes a couple hours. So you know you can, and I've played with. I'm saying I've played with the kids. Okay, the big kids have played with this on and off, and I've had to play around with this on and off for like over a day before I had to change the battery, which I find is phenomenal in today's standards. It shows you the battery technology's come a long way as well. but you do get a lot of playtime out of this for what it does as well, and it's got some power in it. The motors are good motors in there, and they're quite strong. I mean, I've dragged slippers around the floor, I've done all sorts. It's a really good little bit of kit. So we'll get to switching it on. In this case, on this one, it is on the bottom here. Whoop, get in the camera, flick the switch over, you've got this nice little blue light. It's flashing away there, waiting for a signal basically. Once you touch the controller just once, it should, there we go. See how it's gone blue there, it's gone solid, it's found the signal. These operate on 2.4 gigahertz, a bit like more your Wi-Fi routers and stuff like that, so somewhere around that channel space. Once it's done that, it's ready to go. So as you press things, you can see it moves around. It's really good. Not too noisy, I don't think. So again, forward, back, you can do proper tank movements on it, you can do adjustments. For something that is around the £20 mark, I think this is a great little toy. And like I say, if you want to do anything with the actual digger, you can scoop a battery up, for example. So we'll just move over there and we're just going to scoop this battery. Okay, scooping up, it's one of those things. I think this would be more suited in a gravel pit or something where you can scoop gravel in. It's very hard to pick objects up unless they've got like a loop on them or something where you can catch them on the teeth. Okay, but yeah, so you just carry on and it goes up to this position and then it starts again. Okay, and you can go backwards for that, so you can fold it up. But as you can see, it does move around really well, and if you get used to the controls, you can do nice gentle movements with it if you're quick enough with the buttons and stuff like that. Kids are just going to hulk and jump over things. It crawls over things very, very well. Just like a real digger in a real world, you do have a point of, it doesn't have, you have about 40 degrees and it'll start tipping. Okay, on the back, it's quite short wheelbase on the back here, so it can, when you get to there, it can tip over that way. This way it does take a lot less tipping. But I've done like challenges with cushions and stuff like that, and I've managed to crawl up backwards and stuff over cushions and without any assistance, hand assistance. The only downsides I would say with this product, the downsides are you don't get a USB charger with it, which is not a problem. Most people have some form of 5-volt USB charger lying around doing nothing, or on their phone or something, a phone charger. They're all the same. Some mobile phones chargers offer higher voltages, which just got to be wary of them ones. But generally, it should detect that it's only a 5-volt battery and charge accordingly. You can get high power 5 volts, so they'll be like, instead of being 1 amp, they will be a 2 amp charger or a 3 amp charger. Just means it'll charge the battery a little bit quicker. Okay, if they get warm, that is normal for a battery to get warm, especially on a high amperage charger. Okay, that is quite normal. Going on fire is not. Okay, right. So I'm going to put this one on charge. To switch off, it's a simple thing as well. You just flick the same switch, the little blue light goes off. Safe to do around. Going back to the things that I don't like about it, for 20 quid, it's not a gripe. I would still give this product 5-star rating, because it's such a fun little thing for kids. Even for an older kid like myself, I pick this up every now and again and have a good play around, especially when the kid comes up and says, "Oh, Dad, play with it," and I'll be off. I'll be playing with it. It's one of those little addictive little toys that you start trying to think of scenarios you can do for it to get over obstacles and stuff like that, and using the arm as a literal way of pulling it up and down or pushing it up and down obstacles like big cushions, chairs, whatever, books, climbing over book bridges, anything you can think of. This thing handles it very well. It's got rubber tracking, so they're not metal tracks, they're not plastic, they're actually rubber, so they do have a bit of grip. On a surface like this, not so much, but I would imagine in grass, dirt areas and stuff, the grip on these would be phenomenal. It's so nice. So getting back to I will get to the negatives eventually. It's such a positive little toy, I don't want to give it any negatives. Lateral turning is a manual thing. Okay, so lateral turning, if I just grab this, you can hear it clicking. You only have manual turning on it. Okay, like on the lateral side of things. Turns every other way apart from that way. That is the only letdown with this. If you want, like I say, you can get a full-on bells and whistles, 30 channel controller which does each individual part separately on various controls. Fine. If you want to waste $3-4 grand, something like that for a big boy's toy, fine, knock yourself out. This is 20 quid, and it does the job for anything from about 3 years up over. Absolutely sound as a pound. Okay. When the battery goes low on this, it just literally switches off. It gives you a little bit of heads up. It does just switch off. Okay, and then you can switch off for 5 minutes, switch it back on. You might get a couple extra minutes out of the battery. What I recommend is obviously put it on charge as soon as you do it. Don't let the battery go completely flat. I mean, it doesn't. It saves the battery. It's got a battery saver in there, and it switches it off before the battery goes completely flat, so you can recharge it and keep the battery healthy. Okay, that was the only other thing I would say. But for a young kid, it's great to have buttons because dexterity on young kids isn't that great. So I think these little buttons are really nice. I mean, I think I've changed the battery twice on this since getting it, over the course of 4 days. Yeah, I've never changed the batteries yet on this. The controller still has the same batteries in, so you don't have to replace the AAs as much. You could put rechargeables in this, whatever, but it's a great little toy for 20 quid. And like I say, it does have a lot of power in it for a little toy as well, so it can climb quite nicely. I would say probably the rubber tracks it feel a little bit more rubbly, but you want them to last as well, and that's the thing. So they've got good traction for what they are. If these controllers had lateral turning, I think the next sort of price range for that sort of feature is about £60. So you can get similar ones to this which actually have lateral motors as well, so you can use these to go like right and left. Makes a canny racket, that, doesn't it, when it clicks. It's an echoey room, so any clicks and sounds that this makes is amplified quite a bit. If this had joysticks, you could be really fine controls with it, but it is just buttons, so you got to get used to just being really fast. If you want precision, you've got to be tapping on it. If you want to go flat out, you just hold your buttons on it and it goes. Okay, it goes a nice speed, so not too much to scare a kid, but just enough to have fun with it. Other thing, you don't get a screwdriver with it. I've used my own screwdriver to do the security screws on them. But to be fair, when you buy toys with batteries, sometimes you get some toys come with security screwdrivers, and you just put them in a drawer somewhere, so you've probably got one. It doesn't take anything of major size. It's just a typical sort of small screwdriver, enough to turn the head and not enough to damage it, not small enough to damage it, not too big to round it. Okay, that's it really. I would definitely give this 5 stars just for the playability. But it is one of these things you can put it down for 5 minutes, you can dig it out and have more fun. So, and our son loves this thing. It's his last birthday, and this was one of the birthday presents, and he hasn't really bothered with anything else other than this. He keeps on digging it back out and having a good play around with it for 10-20 minutes, puts it away, digs it out and repeats. So yeah, it's a digger because he keep on digging it out. So there you go, great toy. I'll probably put a link in the description if you want to find it. You can find it straight away on Amazon search anyway. So they're on Amazon for about £20. Not much more than that, if anything, and obviously delivery cost on top of that, unless you get Amazon Prime luxuries and stuff like that. Then it might not cost you anything. So there you go. So until the next time, have fun. I'm just going to find my exit. There it is. Right. See you again, and watch what you're doing. Hi, this is WBCS Neo. Thank you for watching this video. If you did like it, please check out all the other videos I do have. More importantly, please subscribe, like, share, and if you can, comment below if you want. Okay, comments will be answered as soon as I can. Until the next time, see you later. Bye bye.